Watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how Google ranks your website in the search results and how you can take advantage of that to drive more traffic to your site and calls to your business by getting it up on the first page. So just for comparison, what I've done is taken a couple of searches in both Brockton and Weymouth, and I've taken the top search results, these top companies, as well as your website, and I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds on your site and then rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So just if we quickly look at some of the numbers of the other companies, we can see why Google is recommending them higher up in search results than yours. But let me go into a little bit further detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve them. So when Google is looking to rank a website, it uses two factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which is basically a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained when other domains or websites link or refer back to yours, and they act as an endorsement that Google uses to build that trust because others are vouching for you. So, just to quickly define these terms, if the local news station did an article on their website for the top 10 roofers in the Boston area, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, there's a lot of other domains or websites that can link to yours, any kind of blog or posting sites, press releases, any kind of companies, manufacturers, distributors you might work with. One very important type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually all free. It just takes some time to find the websites, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. Now, the second factor for ranking your website is the content on the page. So if we look here at your keywords, unfortunately, a majority of the words that are showing up on your page, according to Google, are basically when people are searching for you directly. So obviously, they're companies that are people that already know your company and they're searching for you by name. So just to give some a comparison here, if we take one of the competitors and check out their keywords, these are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search on the page. And then this is the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do some research to find all the highest volume keywords relative to the services that you offer and the areas that you offer them in, and then make sure that we're including those on your page. So just for instance, Weymouth Roofing Contractors, that's being searched 250 times per month. If you were on the first page of Google, 250 people would be seeing your website when they search. Now, we're usually pretty conservative and we say only 10% of those will actually become a lead and contact your business. And then I don't know what the conversion rate is for people that contact you and get jobs done, but let's say if we're even more conservative and say only 20% of those actually become jobs. So you could be looking at a potential of 5 new jobs per month just off of this one keyword phrase. And then we repeat the same process for all the high volume keywords. And then you can obviously see that, despite the fact that the profit margin varies from job to job, the sheer number of leads and jobs being landed by having in the website on the first page can definitely add to some revenue at the end of the month and the end of the year. Now, what I can say is that there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we take a look at your site here, as far as the layout, it's great with all the information and drop down that people can easily get to right away at the top of the screen. But the problem is that there isn't enough content on the page. The reason I say that is because Google is looking for usually about a minimum of about 1,500 to 2,000 words on the page. So it's going to come in and count all the information that you have here. Now, while it's counting the words, it's searching for those keywords. And this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 100 to 150 words on the page. So that's why all these services, even though they're listed on your page, they're not being picked up by Google because they're just in a list. It's called keyword stuffing. It doesn't recognize them unless they either show up as a heading or in the paragraph organically. So this is where we would need to decide what types of words and phrases or services you want to offer and areas you want to offer them, and then build enough content to be able to have those keywords qualify. Like I said, about 100 to 150 words per each keyword phrase. Now, if we take a look at the search results, if you're in your hometown, you are coming up in this top map pack, which means you have a Google business profile, which is great. As soon as we go into the outlying areas, because it's based a little bit more on geographic location, it's going to be tougher to rank in here, but there are some things you can do to optimize this. What you want to do is you want to geotag images from within the search area as well as posts onto your Google business profile. Then you want to get as many reviews as you can. But the big thing is also citations. You want to get as many of those name, address, and phone number directories. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. But underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. Now, this is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up in the list that you're going to rank. So you can see both in Weymouth and in Brockton, this company, Olin Roofing, is ranking right at the top, even though they're not even from that area. I'm pretty sure they're out of like Norwood. Yes, so you can see how much the authority of their website, the fact that they have all those other referring domains, all those other websites that refer back to them, this authority is what's driving Google to trust them the most to recommend them higher up in the search results. So this is where building those links from other referring sites to help build your trust and authority would get your website higher up in these rankings for search results outside of your immediate area of Easton to help attract new business in whichever service areas you want to target. Now, I hope this information was useful and it allows you to scale some of your online presence, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like me to go into any further details. Also, we could talk about your goals for the business and I can do some research on my end to find out what it would take for you to reach those. But I always appreciate getting feedback as well to find out if information like this was helpful, so please let me know what you thought. Thanks, and I hope this helps.